What's an unwritten rule in your country that tourists always seem to break? I am not from Hawaii but went on a family vacation to Maui. Planned a day outing and headed to Big Beach. I was hesitant to get in after seeing all the warning signs that basically told us to fuck around and find out if we so should choose, and to tread lightly as the beach was considered very dangerous. Vape. Probably shouldn't have ignored those warnings. I was tossed around so violently that I literally shit myself. Till this day, I am not sure how I made it out of there alive. It was a fun time pulling up to the Four Seasons in such state of shock. And well, a shitty bathing suit. A bit more specific than country in general, but in my home region stay the fuck off the mud flats. There are sometimes warning signs, but what's frequently unwritten is the reason why you can go onto the beach. It's made of glacial silt quicksand. It will suck you down and never let go, and then the tide comes in. And you know it's coming in, and you know you're going to drown. And there's nothing anyone can do for you, because you're inextricably stuck. I frequently see non-locals or newcomers running about on the mud and I want to shout at them. I live in Mexico City. Americans, please dress yourselves properly. Mexicans dress appropriately for the city, which means not wearing sandals if you're not in the park on the weekend and not wearing shorts in the city center or other business districts during the week. There are other unwritten rules, and it doesn't necessarily mean dressing fancy or in expensive clothing, of course, but dressing in a way that respects the local customs for here. Pay attention where you are walking. I know you are on vacation, but that doesn't mean that everyone is going to watch out for you. I can't even count the number of times tourists have happily and blithely walked out into the street without looking to see if there was oncoming traffic. They are spending so much time talking to each other and looking at the sights they are getting in the goddamn way of everyone who lives there. Obey the beach signs during the winter. In the winter we have a lot of light shows that get small amounts of tourists. A problem is that they are all close to the beach and we don't have lifeguards during the winter seasons, just signs saying you can be on the beach but not in the water. Shit's cold and the ocean is no place to fuck around and find out. Tourists have gotten seriously injured or killed ignoring the signs. Don't suddenly hit the brakes and completely stop in the middle of the road because you see a mountain, a reindeer or the northern light. We all are going somewhere, and most of us don't care about waiting while you fill your Instagram. Get to the road, take as many pictures as you like. Remember that in the winter it's pitch black most of the day and slippery roads. It's not a good idea to stop for no good reason. Don't walk holding your cell phone, you are gonna get robbed. Do not fuck with people. Seriously, you don't know if that guy is just a normie or a high rank on the trafficking groups. Latin women are not objects no matter how little clothing we wear. Do not grope or touch someone without their consent. Don't touch the capybaras, you can get sick. Don't feed the monkeys. Not really unwritten, but don't fucking walk on the bike path. Don't know why they keep doing it. It's rad, don't walk on it. Just irritates me so much, especially since I live in a medieval city where the roads are super narrow and you have buses and horse carriages passing by and then boom, a horde of tourists on the bike path and not giving a shit even if you bell at them. This isn't Europe. Property lines and fences mean don't fucking go there. I don't care that in your country you have the right to walk wherever you want. In this country it's my patch of grass spawns and my cows' horses, and I don't want you messing with them and getting injured because you wanted to pet a calf and mama beat your ass trying to pet the local moose. Look, I know it's a majestic creature right in the middle of the city, but it's a really, really bad idea to start thinking it's Bullwinkle and try to get a selfie with it. On second, do you? Go give him a big old scritch on the snoot. Us locals will be way over there. Please, for the love of God, don't walk up the steps to the pyramids in Mexico. Aside from it being against the rules, it is taboo and incredibly disrespectful to the indigenous communities. Take pictures and admire from a distance, but don't climb them. And especially don't get an attitude when a local yells at you to get off. Coming to Canada and talking about how much we Canadian love Tim Hortons. We don't. They got bought out and bastardized by Burger King and now the food and coffee is terrible, but there are thousands of locations everywhere, some even across the street from each other. We do not like Tim's, it's been forced upon us. US research marine rules in the state you're visiting before boating, crabbing, renting a boat, fishing, etc. You may need a license or worse yet put yourself in danger. A quick Google search can tell you what you need to know for licensing, or areas to avoid fishing in due to diseases or other restrictions. Listen to the lifeguards when on the beach. The amount of drownings and rescues we have here because people know better than the lifeguards is appalling. We had the highest rates of preventable drownings for a decade in 2022, with slightly less in 2023. 58 Women over 45. In the US the standard tip is 20 of your bill. Doesn't matter how much you hate tipping culture, you not tipping Becky for waiting on you at the Olive Garden isn't proving anything to anyone but her kids when they'll be crying all alone on the floor because they're hungry. More specific to my region, stand on the right, walk on the left. Stop blocking the escalators like a human iron curtain. The poor government workers have already lost enough of their souls, don't make them mutter on your left, as you dawdle around in bewilderment. We appreciate our personal space. We stand to one side on escalators to let others pass. We say thanks and you're welcome when holding doors, having a door held for us. We do not call a tokabini. Ugh! We do not refer to the penalty box as the sin bin. No tipping, we don't do that shit here. If it asks, ignore it. Your server will be offended considering the prices reflect their wage, etc. It's only the tourist towns, such as Queenstown, and upscale restaurants that like to target the uneducated Americans. Keep left unless overtaking. Whether you're driving, stay in the left lane unless you're faster than everyone else, or walking to save us from the stupid dodge dance where you step into each other's paths. If you just stay left, everyone moves around fine. Swim between the flags. They're not there for decoration, they're there so the lifesavers can watch you and help you if you get into trouble in the surf. Also signs saying warning as shorine crocodiles inhabit this area mean exactly that. Do not approach the wildlife in North America. People joke about Australia having all the dangerous animals, then we'll walk right up to our elk during rutting season and get gored. Same with bears, bison, moose. These animals are not tame. Driving, it's not that hard of a concept to blinker, but it's missed all the time. In my 10-minute drive earlier I watched it happen at least 3 times. The other one is blinkering to merge and not merging, smiley face, that one's more just laughable though. Waiters get paid $3 an hour. They live on tips. Just respect the local culture and tip. It's strange that it's legal to do this. If you can't tip, just eat at home in America. Other people don't understand the waitress lives on tips. Tip. In the USA it is customary to tip in numerous service-oriented situations, like restaurants, taxis, bars, valets, and if you've trashed a hotel room. I rarely see any of my cohorts from the UK or Europe in general leave tips. When ordering in a busy pub, please have your entire order ready. Don't order 2 things, then add another one on, then go back to the table to ask Deborah what she wants. And if Guinness is in the order, ask for that first. Walk on the left, stand on the escalator on the left. Leave the damn wildlife alone, it's not fucking Disneyland. And for the love of God, shut up, nobody wants to hear your phone conversation or what you think of whatever. In Medellin, Colombia, do not glorify Pablo Escobar. We don't want to hear about the museum, the tour, or you greeting his brother. It was awful for those who lived through it, and there are so many other things to do. Don't pose for pictures with the big waves and pretty rocks behind you. Too many people get knocked down by a sneaker waving or swept out and they drown. Pacific coast of California. Stay away from the edges. For some reason a ton of Chinese tourists here in the USA don't know how to properly use a toilet and end up getting shot and piss all over the place. It takes 2 seconds to Google how to use a fucking toilet. Don't talk loudly. I'm taking to you Americans. We can always tell when someone is American because it sounds like they're yelling lol. Not judging anyone here, I just think the cultural difference is funny. Stand to the side and let people off the train before trying to board the train. So many times in NYC I've encountered groups of Chinese tourists trying to bum rush the train as soon as the doors open. When leaving a subway car, don't stop dead and look around. There are 20 other people behind you who need to get out. It's a city, be considerate of others, and be mindful of not being in the way. Do not get out of your car to take pictures or try to pet wildlife. Moose are really cool, but they will kill you without any regard. Similar for bears and mountain goats. Deer can be mean too. They never seem to understand that the right side of the escalator is for standing and the left side is for people who want to climb. Get the fuck out of our way and stay on the right hand side. Where there are seals, there are great whites. Those signs aren't there for a joke. No one will rescue you because there are no lifeguards and or the beach is closed. Also, seals will kill you. Not specifically tourists, just Americans. They say St. Paddy's is Paddy? It's St. Paddy's Day. Calling us British English won't go down well in Ireland Republic. Stay off the goddamn black rocks at Peggy's Cove. You will fall into the ocean and drown. It's not even an unwritten rule. It's written fucking everywhere and they ignore it anyway. Do not pick up the cute blue-ringed octopus. 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 The queue. Some countries do not seem to understand we love a line. Queuing is an art form and something that we take very seriously. USA loves the order and fairness of the line. If there are red flags on the beach, it means no swimming. Which also means no snorkeling. No diving. No surfing. No bodyboarding. No selfies on the reefs. FFS. Tip your restaurant servers. I know it gets confusing because in some places around the world it is seen as rude to tip, but in the United States it is seen as rude to not tip. When I lived in NYC and had to remind people this isn't Disneyland and I'm not your private tour guide. People live here and they don't pay me to find you the best pizza place. Do not approach wildlife, it will kill you. Also, they're called national parks, but it's not really a park, as it is vast untamed wilderness. If you wander off, you can die. Don't go beyond the fence at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery or speak loudly. It really pisses off the guards and is also super disrespectful. Don't throw trash on the hiking trails. Makes my blood boil to see groups of people just discarding their trash mess-up as they walk along the beautiful wooded trails. You will not be able to see everything during your stay USA. Even trying to see all that you want in one state can end up being a lot. This country is frickin' huge. When conducting autofellatio at a rest stop and you are doing so on the hood of your vehicle, do not make eye contact with the children headed towards the bathrooms. Yosemite is in fact not Disneyland. You do need to wear more than flip-flops when hiking up a cliff and the bears are not, I repeat, not animatronic.